Hi, I'm Ellen Gormley and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do another stitch and learn from this Japanese stitch book, this crochet book. It's the 200 stitches one. I can't put a link in the description because I don't know the title. Anyway, this is what it looks like. So, hey, go ahead and Google it and see if you can find it. But anyway, we're going to do this stitch pattern today and we're doing a little stitch and learn. So we're going to stitch with the symbol diagram. So if you want some help practicing some symbol diagrams, here we go. So this is a number 6 here, so it's a multiple of 6, and in between the bracket there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ovals, so a chain of 6 plus 1, 2 more ovals. So each section, each repeat is 6 stitches and then some extras for the beginning foundation. So I am going to chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's one repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a second repeat. 1, 2, I split the yarn. 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the third repeat. And then 1, 2 extra. And read the diagram along with me. There's a plus sign in the second oval. So not the first one, but in the second one. So in the second chain, 1, 2, we will place a plus sign, which is a single crochet. And here comes Theo. He's going to be a stinker today, I think. Hey, get down. So hopefully, oh my gosh. All right, this is a fiasco. Let me try and get rid of him. Get down, dog. I mean, cat. The menagerie. So we single crocheted in that one, and then we're going to skip 1, 2, and in this third one, skipping this one, we're going to place a stitch with a single yarn over. Those are double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of them all in that next chain where we've skipped, skip 1, 2, and we'll place 5 in that next chain. Grab the cat, place him on the floor, and hope that he gets distracted with something else. So 1 double crochet, and we'll place 5 of them in the same stitch. 2. This is splitty yarn today. I'm sorry for that. I am going to switch colors in this pattern though, so that you can see the colors develop just like in the example. 4 and 5. So far so good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we will skip, so we placed 5 in here. We're going to skip 1, 2, and then a single crochet in the next. So skip 1, 2, single crochet in the next. Then skip 2 and 5 double crochet in the next. So we're going to repeat this across to the end, and it says there is a single crochet in the final chain. So let's do this across. Skip 1, 2, and place 5 double crochets in the next. So the lighting is a little weird on this video because, hey, winter has come to Ohio and it is getting dark so early that I need to figure out some lighting alternatives to my natural lighting. So we're experimenting with some new lights today. All right, Theo. So skipping 1, 2, and a single crochet in the next. Skipping 1, 2, and we'll do 5 double crochet in the next. And if he could just hold on there, I will put the cat back down again. I don't know. I hope you guys find the cat amusing. I find him kind of annoying and also amusing. But isn't that the way pets are? Excuse me. Then we'll skip 1, 2, and end with a single crochet in the last chain, just like the example. Now this one, the next row, row 2, is a different color. So I will go ahead and switch color right now in this last single crochet to, shall we do yellow? So I'm going to grab some yellow. I'm going to pull through on my single crochet with the yellow to start the next row. I'm going to chain 1, 2, 3, 3 ovals and turn, 2, 3 and turn. And the first stitch is a 1 hash mark double crochet in that same single crochet. So I will go ahead and do that. I'm not weaving in my tails just yet because I'm not sure exactly how this is going to develop. So I want to leave them out until I figure out the pattern, and then I'll probably work over them or cut them. So we're skipping the first and second double crochets, and in the third one we're placing a single. So there's a chain 1 and then a single in the top middle of that grouping. So the oval is a chain 1. Then we're skipping 1, 2, and in the middle one, the third one of that double crochet 5 group, we are placing a plus sign, which is a single crochet. So chain 1 again. And now look, we're placing an X. I probably need to bring this closer for you so you can see. We're going to place an X, and this is what's unique about this pattern right here. Look, it is in between the stitches. It's not in the single crochet, it's not in the double crochet. The legs of these double crochets are in the spaces, and look, they cross. So this one will go in that space, then we'll chain 1, and then we'll do one in that space. So very interesting pattern, don't you think? So let's do that together. Remember also that when you're reading a symbol diagram, the first row goes one direction, and then the next row you're reading and go in the opposite direction, just like you're turning your work. Okay, so we're following a little continuous string all the way across. So we've done this row, this direction, we've chained and turned, and now we're going back. So I have single crocheted and chain 1. Now I'm going to skip the space, skip the single crochet, and double crochet in the next space. And the space is the space in between the double crochet and the single crochet, but over here. So I'm going to double crochet in that space. And I do not speak any Japanese at all, except for maybe arigato, and that's about it. That's about all I know. So I am doing all of this from reading the symbol diagram. So there's a chain 1, there's an oval, and then it's asking to do an X. So the other double crochet is going to go right here between my thumbs, which is between the single crochet and the double crochet. So it's in that space between them. It's not in either one of the stitches. Okay? So coming back down to the diagram, chain 1, and then place another single crochet in that middle double crochet of the double crochet 5 grouping. So chain 1 is the oval, skip 2 double crochets, single crochet in the next double crochet, chain 1, and then we're doing another X. So let's do this again carefully. So 1 is going to go right here where this spot is, and 1 is going to go over there, and we are crossing them. So the next stitch I'm going to make is over here, then I'll chain 1, and then the next one will be over here. Okay, do you see what I'm saying? It's not in the loops of the stitches, it's in the space. So the first one is going to go way over here, double crochet, chain 1, and then go back and do the space that was skipped over here. So should we name this pattern so that it's not just plain old number 110? So we're going all the way across here to the same kind of thing, and at the end though we're doing 2 double crochets in that final single crochet. So adding in those chain 1 spaces, keep splitting this yarn. And because the next row is also in pink font, that means I'm supposed to keep with the same color. We're not switching colors. So I can keep that. There's no chain 1 space. There's just 2 plain old double crochets in that last stitch. We should probably name this pattern, don't you think? So that it's not just plain old number 110. That's not very descriptive when I do my YouTube video, is it? So now we're going to do chain 1, 2, 3 and turn. 1, 2, 3 and turn. And now we get to read along the same direction as I am working. So we've turned our work and now we get to turn and go back with our reading of the diagram. So it looks like there's 1, 2 more double crochets in that first double crochet. So I am going to do that. Remember, on the symbol diagram, 1 yarn over is the double crochet. And we can verify that by looking at the picture. So between the picture and the diagram, it tells us everything we need to know. So skip 1 chain, single crochet in the next single crochet. So we will, and there was not a chain 1 in between, so it's just a plain old single crochet in the next single crochet. There we go. And then in this X, this chain 1 in between the X is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 double crochets again. So in the chain 1 space of the X, which is right in here, we're going to place 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, nice. And then again, no chain 1 spaces at all in this row of pink, this row 3, cat hair. So we're just placing a single crochet in the next single crochet. We're skipping those chain loops. So single crochet in the single crochet, 5 double crochets in the next chain 1 space. The chain 1 space that's in between the X, that is. So you can see it's starting to build here, and at the end of this row we get to change color again. So much fun. So that we can really start seeing the pattern develop. And at the end of this row, like I'm suspecting, like at the beginning of the row, we had an abbreviated or partial shell, and at this end of this row there's 1, 2, 3 double crochets, so there's a partial grouping there. So instead of all 5, we're doing 3 of them in the top of the chain 3 turning chain from the previous row. So here we go. Let's find that top of the chain. Here's the turning chain, the top 2 loops of it, and let's place 1, 2, 3 double crochet in it, and that will finish the row. On the final stitch of this row, I will change color to purple. So when I change color, I'm going to do half the stitch, and before the final yarn over and pull through, I'm going to put my work down, grab my new yarn, and yarn over and pull through with the new yarn so that I can start the next row. And this yarn might be slightly thinner, so it's probably not the perfect example, but it's working. So on row 4 now, here's the numeral 4. Those are the same in English as Japanese. We will chain 1, single crochet in the first double crochet right there, chain 1, and then do those X's again. So we essentially have already done this row. It looks like row 4 is very, very, very similar to the row 2, but like the beginning of it is different. Like that starts with a single crochet, and row 2 started with double crochets. So that's a little bit different, because you notice that these shells, these groupings are offset like bricks. They're not straight up and down on a grid above each other. They're one here, one there, one here, one there. So they kind of jog, and that's why row 4 is slightly different from row 2. So chain 1, turn. So chain 1, turn, and then we will single crochet in the first double crochet right there. Then chain 1, because there's a chain 1 loop there. Then we'll make our X, same X as we did before. So we're skipping the last double crochet, skipping the single crochet, and working in between the single crochet and the next double crochet. So in the space, not in the top 2 loops. And then chain 1, and come back and do the other half of the X in the space, not in the two loops, not in the two loops, but in the space between the double crochet and the chain. All right, and then chain one, and same as we did before, where we're placing one single crochet in the middle double crochet of the grouping below it. So chain one is the oval. Then we're skipping the 2 stitches and placing a single crochet in the middle double crochet of the chain 5 grouping. Chain 1, and now it's time for another X. So we're doing the same thing we just did. And yay, Theo is sitting very nicely on the kitchen table. I'm not usually very happy about that, but since he's not stealing my yarn, he's actually sitting in a pile of yarn. I'm quite pleased with that because he's not interrupting us or stealing my yarn that I'm working with at the moment. I wish I could use my phone to take a picture real quick because he is so darn sweet. So, of course, I say that now. I was quite annoyed with him a moment ago, but now I'm quite pleased with him because he's sitting so nicely. So making the last X, making the last leg of the X, making sure to get those chain 1 spaces. And then at the end of row 4, now if you forget which direction you were going, remember we started this way and then back, this way and then back. So also at the end of the row, the beginning of the row has a chain 1 turn or a chain 3 turn or a chain 1 turn. The chain 1 turns are on the beginning of the row. And when there's no turn, that means that's the end of the row. So at the end of the row, there's a chain 1 space and a single crochet in the top of the chain 3 turning chain from the previous row. Please comment below if you have questions. If I'm going too fast or you've got some questions, please go ahead and do that. Also, the next row is the same color font, so that means I'm not changing color. I'm going to continue with this color a little bit longer. So chain 1 and turn, the beginning of the row, single crochet in the single crochet. We're stacking those on top of each other. And then there is no chain space between the single crochet and the 5 double crochet that go in the middle of the X of the previous row. So no chain 1 space, but instead in the middle of the X, right here in that chain 1 space between the 2 legs of the crossover, we're placing 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And friends, you've now seen all the stitches that go with this pattern. It's just a matter of reading the diagram further. So now that we've done the 5 double crochet grouping, we're going to, there's no chain space, there's no oval. We're skipping that oval, nothing's in it. We're just placing a single crochet right on top of the previous single crochet, which is right here. And then continuing across the row, which is 5 double crochet. So let's skip ahead. I'm going to keep working, and then I will show you the final result of this let's call it little bouquet stitch, because it's a little bouquet. You're like holding on to the little stem and then the flower at the top, and they're kind of grabbed together like a little bridal bouquet. So cute. So maybe I will call this the Bridal Bouquet crochet stitch. So I hope that you are enjoying this stitch. Let's give this a few more rows so that you can fully see the pattern develop. At the end of our 5 double crochet grouping, we're going to single crochet in the final stitch and change color back to the original color, back to blue, the blue font. So the first color we used, which is blue. So I'm glad I didn't cut the blue, because now I can just pull it up from the bottom. And then if this project has an edging that I work over the side, I'll just work over these floats that float up the side. So there's no need to cut the yarn and weave in a bazillion ends. So 1, 2, 3, chain 1, 2, 3, double crochet in the first single crochet, chain 1, single crochet. So we've done this row before. This is exactly the same row as row 2. So row 6 and row 2 are the same. And I just know that by looking at it, not because I'm, you know, reading Japanese, but by looking at it, it looks the same. So we end with 2 double crochets because I'm following the diagram. The black font has 2 rows of it, so I'm going to stay with the blue another moment. So here we have several rows now done of the Bridal Bouquet stitch, and the pattern as it shows us finishes with an X pattern where there's single crochets at the end. And so here we are. So you can see the little green, lime green bouquet looks like the little yellow one. It's a little bit harder to see with the purple and the blue, but you can definitely see the little bouquet and the little X's in the yellow in this lighting. So I hope you give this Bridal Bouquet stitch a try. It's a lot of fun. And give reading symbol diagrams a try because it's really easy and fun and maybe not as hard as you thought it was. So give it a try. Thanks so much, everybody. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Like and subscribe for more videos.